Condensed Bat-Supe in 30 seconds. The following podcast discusses themes of racial and religious discrimination, political corruption, and gun violence. Written in 1946, the themes of this story reflect the social issues of the time, but may feel especially relevant and challenging given today's political climate. We encourage reflection, empathy, and compassion as we explore these difficult yet important topics. Listener discretion is advised.
The following is transcribed.
Welcome to Condensed Bat-Supe! Now with 66% fewer superheroes than our regular podcast, which makes Condensed Bat-Supe even less nutritious, but still just as delicious. We're featuring episodes of The Adventures of Superman without the caped crusaders. Tie on your capes for lots of innuendo, plenty of steadfast loyalty, and false accusations galore. In this edition of Condensed Bat-Supe, we plow forward with Chapter 3 of George Latimer, Crooked Political Boss, as originally broadcast on September 5th, 1946.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P, Pep. Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, presents
The Adventures of Superman. Today, as our story continues, crooked political boss George Latimer's amazing accusation is greeted with shocked silence by the Man of Steel and the accused.
Hello there, gang. This is your pal Dan McCullough. You know, anything that's good to eat is fun to eat. So start your day by having fun right at the breakfast table with a bowl of Kellogg's Pep. Is it good? Why, Kellogg's Pep has a regular talent for tickling your taste. It's a regular fun feast. Those delicate whole wheat flakes are so crisp and fresh, so cool and downright catchy tasting that, well, you get a bang out of every single spoonful. Yes, sir. And who wouldn't get a bang out of those slick Pep prizes? 3 different kinds of prizes, one or the other, in every package of Pep you open. For instance, you may find one of 24 keen bird pictures in gleaming bright color, with a description on the reverse side so that you'll be a wise bird on birds, all right. Or you may find an exciting colored cardboard model of a fighting plane, easy and fun to assemble, and you can collect all 7 model planes in the series. Or your next Pep prize may be a bright colored comic button picturing one of 18 famous characters like bunnies to pin on your beanie cap or your jacket. So hop to it, gang. Collect all 3 kinds of these smooth prizes. Ask Mom to get you Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal.
Now, the Adventures of Superman. Protesting that returned GIs were being kept out of state jobs because of their race or religion, 1,000 veterans of World War II, led by young Joe Martin, brother of Beanie, the Daily Planet copy boy, gathered on the steps of the state capitol and demanded an explanation from Governor Frank Wheeler. Angered by the governor's denial of discrimination, the veteran surged up the Capitol steps. Losing his head, Wheeler ordered a squad of state troopers to fire at the crowd. The troopers fired high over the heads of the veterans. Yet, a moment later, Joe Martin collapsed with a bullet in his chest. At the Metropolis Hospital, Clark Kent, Sergeant Adams, ballistics expert of the state police, and Sam Robbins, a close friend of Joe Martin, determined that the bullet fired at Joe had come from a .32 automatic, not a Tommy gun. They were discussing the matter in the hospital waiting room when big George Latimer, political boss of the state, joined them and reported that he had been standing on the top step of the Capitol with the governor and had seen one of the veterans pull a gun. Questioned by Kent as to whether he could identify the veteran, Latimer pointed an accusing finger at Sam Robbins.
That's the man who pulled the gun.
For a timeless moment, the shock of the accusation left its hearers speechless. Deadly silence hung like a pall over the 4 men. Then, suddenly, Sam Robbins stiffened and flushed.
What did you say?
I said you're the man I saw pull a gun.
Why, you dirty rat! Get me out! Get him off me!
Come on,
Get him!
I'll handle him.
Get me out of
All right, Sam, that's enough.
He's a lying rat! Let me at him, will you?
Enough, I said, Sam.
Take it easy, fella. Sure, take it easy. Take it easy.
Hold it.
That's what I've been doing all my life, taking it easy. Turning the other cheek so rats like him can fight it.
All right, Sam. Sergeant, take him out to your car. Wait there for me.
Let's go, fella.
Now, wait a minute. He said I shot
Sam,
Joe.
go with
I didn't say anything of the
You
sort.
heard? You guys heard
This is a hospital, Sam. Control yourself. All right, take him out to the car, Sergeant.
Come on, fellow, on your way.
I'm not finished with him yet. Remember that.
You all right, Mr. Latimer?
Oh, yes. Yes, thanks to you. I certainly never expected anything like that. Of course, it's understandable. Many of those boys are still suffering from battle fatigue.
That wasn't battle fatigue. You accused him of shooting his best friend.
Oh, no, Kent. I simply said he was the man I saw with a gun. I said nothing about shooting.
How sure are you he was the man?
Well, sure as I could be under the circumstances. There was a great deal of excitement at the time.
Oh, then you're not positive.
I wouldn't want to swear it under oath if a man's life were at stake. However,
Yes?
I don't want you to misunderstand. But I can see the possibility of a situation wherein Robbins could have fired a shot at Joe Martin.
You mean accidentally?
Well, no, not quite.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't understand.
I admit it's a little difficult unless you know the background. Mind you, this is just a supposition on my part. Just a passing thought that I can't possibly prove. And I wouldn't want to if I could. But look at it this way. A mob of war veterans is crowding up the Capitol steps. The governor, in a moment of understandable panic, orders the state troopers to fire. Wisely, they fire over the heads of the crowd. But Robbins, taking advantage of the confusion and the deafening noise of the Tommy gun, fires a shot at Joe Martin, certain that the blame will be leveled at Governor Wheeler and the state police.
Do you realize what you're saying, Mr. Latimer?
I pointed out, Kent, that this was all just a guess. However, men like Robbins sometimes lose their heads, as you saw just a few minutes ago. They don't think straight.
And you believe Robbins would commit murder? Joe Martin may die, remember, in order to discredit the governor and the state police?
It's been done before, by men like Robbins.
Keep repeating the phrase, men like Robbins. What do you mean by that?
Well, men who don't quite go along with the American way of life. You know, men with foreign background.
Oh. What's your background, Mr. Latimer?
My background?
Yes.
I'm an American. My father was born here.
See, what about your grandfather?
Well, he was born in England. But,
Oh, then you have a foreign background, too.
Oh, now, don't twist it around, Kent. You know what I mean.
Yes, I'm afraid I do. You mean that because Robbins doesn't belong to your church, he's a potential murderer?
I never said that. Look, Kent, I suggest we drop the entire matter. I came here at the governor's request to see what I could do for the boy who was shot. As far as I'm concerned, I'm willing to forget the incident ever took place.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not. Because it's obvious there's more to this than appears on the surface. Right now, I've got to go out and have a talk with Robbins, but I'll be seeing you again, Mr. Latimer. Perhaps very soon. Now, here's the setup, Sam. Latimer says he saw you pull a gun, but he wouldn't swear to it on the stand.
That's white of him, the dirty...
Now, look,
rotten-
wait a minute. Sam, don't lose your head.
What good's my head with a knife in my back?
Now, in the first place, there isn't it. Uh-oh, hold everything. This bird coming over to the car is the police reporter for the Daily Clarion.
Hi, Sergeant. Hello, Williams. Oh, hello, Kent. Fancy meeting you here.
Hello, Williams.
What's the dope on the GI shooting?
Oh, there isn't any.
Come on. Don't give me that. What's the lowdown?
Told you there isn't any.
Who is this guy?
Friend of mine?
You always entertain your friends in the back seat of a state police car?
Uh-huh, when I feel like it, I do.
He looks like he's in trouble.
Why don't you print that in your paper?
Sam.
Sam Robbins looks like he's in trouble.
That's your name?
Look, Williams, this is a private conversation. Beat it, huh?
What's he afraid to talk
He's
for?
not
Who's afraid to talk?
Hold it, Sam.
He can't scare me.
Sam.
Let him print it in his lousy paper. Let him say that Latimer accused me of shooting Joe Martin.
Big George Latimer?
Sam.
Yeah, Big George, Big Rat. Put that in your paper.
Where do you live, Sam?
210 Carson Avenue, and I'm out of a job because Latimer doesn't think I'm an American. Put that in, too.
Okay, pal, thanks.
It's a big mistake, Sam.
What have I got to lose?
What have you... Okay, forget it. Now, look, tell me. Do you remember who was on either side of you when the crowd started up the Capitol steps?
Yeah. Joe was on my right, and Eddie
Yeah.
Kane... Yeah, Eddie was on my left, and Bob Sloan was behind me.
All right, where can I find Kane and Sloan?
They're at the Legion post on 12th Street with the rest of the boys.
Oh?
They all wanted to come to the hospital, but I told them to wait at the post.
Okay. Where are you going now?
I'm sticking around here until I get some news about Joe.
Yeah, well, look, Sam Latimer may still be in the hospital. Promise me you won't tangle with him.
I promise.
Good boy.
But it won't be easy.
I know. I'll be back after I talk to Kane and Sloan. What about you, Sergeant?
I want to take this bullet back to the barracks and make sure I was right about it coming out of an automatic.
Good idea. Okay, I'll run along then. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot something. In view of what's happened, Sergeant, you may not want to let Robbins out of your custody.
There's no reason for holding him. We've got no case yet.
That's right, you haven't. But you may have before I'm through. A very important case.
We'll return in a moment to join Clark Kent as he follows a trail that may lead to murder. So stand by.
Say, gang, do you know that you can collect not just one swell prize, but 49 different top-notch prizes right in packages of Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine cereal? Why, sure. You'll find a prize in every package, and there are 3 different kinds of prizes you may find there. For instance, you may find one of 18 different comic strip buttons, each picturing a famous comic strip character. Or you may find a colored cardboard model of a fighting plane, one of 7 exciting plane models in the series. Or you may get a beautiful full-color bird picture from a series of 24, each with a description to help you identify these birds in the air. Now, that makes 49 different prizes you can collect. And that's only a part of the fun in Kellogg's Pep. Think of the good eating fun in those crisp whole wheat flakes, all crammed with cool, catchy flavor. I mean, Pep's delicious, a prize in itself. Yes, sir, a dish of Pep is so strictly terrific that in double quick time, you've polished off every last bit in your bowl. And that's the right angle, gang, especially nowadays when we're sending the cereal grains to fellows and girls overseas. So remember, eat all your Pep. Don't waste it.
Hurrying to the American Legion post on 12th Street, Superman, in the guise of Clark Kent, reporter, located Eddie Kane and Bob Sloan. And as we join him now, he is alone with the 2 veterans in a small room where he has been questioning them for almost an hour.
All right, then, fellas, it all boils down to this. You're both ready to swear on a stack of Bibles that Sam Robbins had no gun in his hand, and since he had no gun, could not have fired the shot that wounded Joe Martin.
I'll swear it on 2 stacks.
That goes for me, too.
Good.
I'll even lay money that Sammy never owned a gun. Remember, Bob, when we had a chance to bring a load of them Jap pistols back for souvenirs, and Sam was the guy that talked us out of it on account of he said it was dangerous keeping stuff like that around the house, remember?
Sure. Who said he had a gun?
Well, for the 10th time, I can't tell you. What difference does it make?
The difference is I'd like to bust the guy one in the beak.
I know. Well, you may get that chance, but not now. All I'm trying to do now is clear Sam's skirts.
What about Joe Martin? He'll tell you.
Joe's in a coma, and he may not pull through.
If he don't, there'll be trouble. We got 1,000 guys who did a lot of killing in the last 4 years. If we have to, we'll do a little more. Joe better pull through.
Everything possible is being done for him.
Is Sam still at the hospital?
Yes, he is. He'll call you if anything breaks. Now, look, fellas, in the meantime, keep everything under your hat, huh? Don't discuss this with anyone.
Okay, Mr. Kent. Thanks for working on it.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Not at all. Glad to do it.
Yeah, who is it?
Eddie, I got something to show you.
What?
Here, look at this. I heard a kid yelling extra, and I went out and bought one. It's the Clarion.
Holy cat.
What is it? Look. Gun found in veteran's home. The .32 automatic reportedly responsible for the bullet that may cost the life of Joe Martin, hero of Okinawa, was today found in a bureau drawer in the home of Sam Robbins, also an ex-GI and supposedly Martin's close friend. Great Scott!
Mr. Kent, what does that mean? How?
I don't know, Eddie. I honestly don't know.
Dazed at this sudden and unexpected turn of events, Clark Kent stares at the big black headlines splashed across the front page of the Daily Clarion, unable for the moment to marshal his confused thoughts. What does it mean? Is Sam Robbins guilty? Gang, from this moment on, Superman himself takes a powerful hand in this tense and exciting story of prejudice that leads to murder. So don't miss a single thrilling episode. Tune in tomorrow and every day, Monday through Friday, same time, same station.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, the adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC comic magazines and is brought to you Monday through Friday at the same time by Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal. You know, gang, famous names make history. And Kellogg, the greatest name in cereals, has made history with good breakfast eating for a long time. For example, Kellogg's shredded wheat. So crisp, so toasty, so delicious. Tender plump biscuits, 15 of them to a package. That's 15 biscuits crammed with their own natural nut-sweet flavor and made just the right size to fit the bowl. And remember, this is whole wheat, so it's good for you, too. Ask Mom for Kellogg's shredded wheat. And be sure to be with us tomorrow for the thrilling adventures of Superman. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
And now, faster than a speeding bullet, Condensed Bat-Supe proudly presents Chapter 4 of George Latimer, Crooked Political Boss, which was originally broadcast on September 6th, 1946.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman!
Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P, Pep. Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, presents
The Adventures of Superman. Today, a peculiar chain of circumstances forces Superman into a situation in which he is required to make a decision that may put him outside the law.
Hello there, gang. This is your pal Dan McCullough. Say, if you're ever asked to define the word delicious, just give as an example Kellogg's Pep, because Pep sure is that kind of breakfast dish. Fact is, Pep just about doubles everything you say for delicious. It's got a good golden toasted flavor, and it's strictly on the catchy side. In short, a Pep flavor, meaning plenty terrific. Yes, sir, when it comes to delicious, those cool, crisp whole wheat flakes of Pep really give you the business. And that's only half the story. Why, Pep gives you the slickest prizes ever. 3 different kinds, one or the other, in every package of Pep you open. You get either a bright-colored comic button picturing one of 18 favorite comic strip characters to pin on your jacket or your beanie cap, or you get a colored cardboard model of a fighting plane. And by swapping duplicates with the gang, you can collect all 7 model planes in the series. Or you can get a full-color bird picture. There are 24 of these in all, each with a full description so that you'll really know a thing or two about birds. Honest, gang, all 3 kinds of prizes will really send you. So ask Mom to get you Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal.
Now, the adventures of Superman. Led by Joe Martin, brother of Beanie Martin, Daily Planet copy boy, a group of 1,000 GI veterans descended on the state capitol, charging that the governor, Frank Wheeler, was practicing racial and religious discrimination in awarding state jobs. Ordered by the governor to disperse the men, a squad of state troopers fired Tommy guns over the veterans' heads. But when the firing ceased, Joe Martin was down with a bullet in his chest. At the Metropolis Hospital, the bullet was removed and identified as having been fired from a .32 caliber automatic. And Big George Latimer, the state political boss, said he had seen Sam Robbins, Joe's lifelong friend and war buddy, brandishing an automatic during the demonstration. A short time later, the Daily Planet's opposition paper, The Clarion, broke the startling news that a .32 automatic had been found in Sam Robbins' house. As we continue now, Clark Kent has hurried to the state police barracks, where he is conferring with Sergeant Adams. Listen.
This story in the Daily Clarion, Sergeant, is it true?
It's true, all right, Kent. We found a .32 automatic in Sam Robbins' house. It was in his bureau drawer.
Yes, but that doesn't
I'm going
prove...
to put the Robbins gun through a ballistics test. That'll show whether or not his gun fired the slug taken from Joe Martin's body.
Oh, I see.
Want to come along?
Sure, you bet I do.
Okay, come down with me to the basement, the shooting range. You see, Kent, every gun barrel puts its own trademark on the bullets it fires. Certain little whorls and markings on the metal, which you can't see with the naked eye, are put there by the rifling of the barrel.
Yes, I know about that, Sergeant.
Okay, then. Now, I'm going to fire this gun we found in Robbins' house into this box. It's filled with padding and tightly packed sawdust, so the bullet won't flatten or take on any new markings. Then I'll compare it with the slug they removed from Joe Martin's body.
I told you I know about that, Sergeant. Go ahead with the test.
Okay, here goes. There. Now I'll get the slug and we'll take it up to the laboratory for comparison. We'll just put this bullet under the microscope, Kent, alongside the one that came out of Joe Martin's body. And I'll tell you in a moment. There we are.
There we are. What?
Just a minute. Now the last quartering. There.
Well, Sergeant?
That's it, Kent.
That's what? What's the answer?
The slug I fired into the box and the one taken from Joe Martin's body. They match.
They do?
That's right. The gun we found in Robbins' house fired both shots. Let's go.
Now, wait a minute. Go where?
I'm going to get a warrant for Sam Robbins' arrest on a charge of assault with intent to kill. And if Joe Martin dies, Robbins will be held for murder.
1 hour later, Clark Kent is admitted to a temporary detention cell at State Troopers' headquarters, where Sam Robbins shakes his head dazedly as he says,
Can't understand it, Mr. Kent. I never owned a .32 automatic or any other kind of a gun. So how could the state troopers find that gun in my room?
I don't know, but they did find it. Look, Sam, do any other members of your family own guns?
No, there's just my mother and my kid brother and sister. What would they want with a gun? Listen, Mr. Kent.
What?
If the troopers found that automatic in my bureau drawer like they say, and somebody planted it there to frame me.
Now, wait,
Somebody
Sam.
wanted to make me out as the guy who shot Joe Martin. Ha! Me shoot Joe. Can you imagine that? But Joe's my pal. We grew up together. We fought the war together. Why, we've always been just like brothers.
I know, Sam, I know.
Now somebody wants the police to think I shot him. Look, Mr. Kent, you don't think that, do you?
No, I don't, Sam.
Thanks. And my buddies, the ones you talk with, they don't think I shot Joe, do they?
Of course not. As a matter of fact, when they heard that big George Latimer said he saw you pull an automatic on the Capitol steps, they wanted to take him apart.
Latimer's a liar. I told him so once, and I'll tell him so again. I'll tell it to anybody.
Easy, Sam. Wait a minute. He said he might be mistaken.
Yeah, he said. He didn't act like he was.
Oh, but why would he... Hey, I wonder.
What?
Oh, just a wild idea I had for a moment. Look, let's try this from a different angle, Sam, huh? Have you any idea why anyone would want to shoot Joe? Does he have any enemies?
Joe Martin?
Yeah.
No, everybody was always crazy about him. He was one of the most popular guys in the Army.
Well, then why?
Yeah, why? I've been knocking myself out trying to figure that one. I can't come up with an answer.
We've got to find the answer, Sam. When we do, we'll be able to find the person who shot Joe Martin. Now, look, I've got to leave now, but don't be discouraged. The police have some fairly strong circumstantial evidence against you, but there are one or two big holes in it. And if
Mr. Kent.
Is that you, Jim?
Yeah, I called the office in the hospital, and they said you were here. I rushed right over.
Oh, what's up?
Wait till you hear. Oh, hello, Sam.
Hi, Jim. How's Joe?
Oh, he's about the same. Still in a coma. Nobody can see him.
Oh, poor Joe.
You fellas didn't see the latest edition of the Clarion yet, did you?
Clarion? No. What are they saying now?
Here, I'll pass it through the bar. See for yourself.
Let me see.
Uh-oh. Sam Robbins condemned by mother.
What? Condemned by my mother? What does that mean?
Just a minute. Mrs. Louis Robbins, mother of Samuel Robbins, who was arrested today charged with shooting Joe Martin, a GI veteran, admitted that her son appeared at their home a short time after the shooting at the state capitol building.
What? Oh, wait, Sam. Go on, Mr. Kent.
Mrs. Robbins stated that her son seemed to be under great emotional stress. He raced up to his room, and Mrs. Robbins says she heard a bureau drawer being opened. A moment later, Sam rushed down the stairs and out of the house, calling to his mother that he was going to the hospital. As readers of the Clarion know, it was in Sam Robbins' bureau drawer that state troopers later found the .32 automatic with which Joe Martin had been shot. And it is to be assumed that Robbins returned to his home to hide the telltale weapon.
What?
Then raced to the hospital to appear in a sympathetic role.
Why, but
Just a moment, Sam. Wait a minute. Is this story true? I mean, about your returning to your home before you went to the hospital?
Well, sure. I had a few $100s in my bureau drawer that I'd saved in the Army, and I wanted to take it to the hospital to make sure that Joe got a private room and the best doctors money could buy.
Oh, didn't the Clarion ask you about that before they printed the story?
No.
Jeepers.
Clarion's a sensation sheet, Jim. They're more interested in headlines than facts.
But gee whiz, they're practically condemning Sam before the case even goes to trial.
Well, that's the way the Clarion does business.
Dirty business, if you ask me.
Yes, but that's beside the point right now. This is bad, very bad. Sam's mother admitting he rushed into the house after the shooting and went up to his room before he left for the hospital.
Mom didn't know she was making it tough for me.
Of course she didn't, but...
Anyhow, she had to tell the truth.
But the Clarion twisted the truth. They make it seem
We're
like...
wasting time. The cards are stacked against Sam now, and unless we get to the bottom of this very quickly...
How are we going to do that?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
There's one way.
There is?
What's that, Mr. Kent?
There's no time to talk about it now. Keep your chin up, Sam. Jim, get Hogan and let me out of here. We're going places.
Followed by Jimmy Olsen, Clark Kent hurries from Sam Robbins' cell. What is Kent's plan? We'll return in a moment to find out and to hear the tense climax of today's episode. So stand by.
Say, gang, when you're collecting those swell pep prizes, whether it's the model planes or the bird pictures or the comic buttons, does it sometimes happen that the prize you get in your package of Kellogg's Pep is a duplicate of one that you already have? I mean, for instance, do you have 2 Curtiss Helldiver model planes when you're trying to collect Pep's 7 different model planes? Well, you know, it's fun to swap duplicates with the gang. Sure, maybe you'll trade your duplicate plane for a full-color bird picture to help complete your collection of bird pictures in Pep's new series. Or maybe you'll trade your duplicate plane for a bright-colored comic button picturing characters straight out of the funnies like Orphan Annie or Moon Mullins or Superman himself. Swapping duplicates that way, you can easily collect the 49 different prizes in Pep's 3 current series. And while you're collecting them, just think of the prize-winning eating you can put in when you sit down to breakfast and spoon up those crisp, cool flakes of good whole wheat. Think of the keen, catchy flavor, that light, fresh sunshine flavor, that terrific pep flavor. Yes, sir, a bowl of Pep is strictly on the beam. So ask Mom to get you Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine cereal, and remember to look for your prize inside the package.
Leaving State Police Headquarters, Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen took a taxi to the Metropolis Hospital. As we join them now, they are walking through the 3rd-floor corridor toward Joe Martin's room.
You see, Jim, Sam was standing right next to Joe Martin when Joe was shot. So Joe should be able to tell us whether Sam shot him or not.
Well, of course Sam didn't shoot him, but how's Joe going to tell us? He's in a coma.
I said this was only a chance. I'm hoping Joe comes out of his coma, and I want to be here when he does. Uh-oh, here comes Dr. Mitchell now. Dr. Mitchell.
Oh, Kent, I was just going to call you.
Oh?
Do you know where I can get hold of Sam Robbins?
He's in jail.
In jail?
Yeah, the state
Just a moment, Jim. Why do you want Sam, Doctor?
Joe Martin is asking for him.
Joe's out of his coma? Can we see him?
By no means. He's in a very critical condition. But for the last half hour, he's been asking constantly for Sam Robbins. I believe he thinks something happened to Robbins, and at this stage, anxiety is very bad for him.
I see.
He's approaching a crisis now, and while I can't go so far as to say Robbins' presence will save his life...
But it might. Is that it, Doctor?
Yes. But you say Robbins is in jail. That makes it very difficult. I wonder, there isn't much time. Do you suppose if I called the police and explained...
Well, they wouldn't let Sam out. They think he shot Joe.
What? Yes, as you say, this makes it very difficult, Doctor. Very difficult. Unless
you what, Mr. Kent?
Unless I break the law.
Puzzled, Jimmy Olsen and Dr. Mitchell stare at Clark Kent, whose knitted brow gives evidence of the struggle taking place within him. In his mind, as if 2 attorneys were arrayed against each other, he hears himself argue as Superman and as Clark Kent.
I'm Superman. I can easily bend the bars of Sam Robbins' cell and bring him to the hospital. But that would be breaking the laws of your country. And Superman fights to uphold law and order. But a man's life is at stake. 2 men's lives. If Joe dies, Sam Robbins will die, too. In the electric chair. Only Joe may be able to save his life. True. Nevertheless, you have no right to take the law into your own hands. You know that? Yes, I know. What'll I do? What will I do?
Yes, what will Superman do? What would you do if you were in his place? Don't miss Monday's thrilling episode when the Man of Steel makes his decision and comes to grips with the vicious creators of bigotry and intolerance. Tune in, same time, same station.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, the adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC comic magazines and is brought to you Monday through Friday at the same time by Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine cereal. You know, gang, you never forget a famous name, like Kellogg, the greatest name in cereals.
Kellogg brightens up breakfast with Kellogg's shredded wheat. 15 crisp tender biscuits in every package. There's loads of natural nut-sweet flavor in toasty Kellogg shredded wheat. Loads of fine nutrition, too. It's whole wheat. And these plump, delicious biscuits are just the right size, made to fit the bowl. Try 'em soon. Ask Mom for Kellogg's shredded wheat. And be sure to be with us on Monday for the thrilling adventures of Superman.
This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
It's time for a Condensed Bat-Supe Extra Helping, because sometimes heroes are more terrifying than the crooks. In this extra helping, an unhinged madman has unleashed a swarm of vampire bats to do his dirty work. But there's someone far more frightening who's determined to stop him. Who knows what evil lurks in the mark of the bat? The Shadow knows in this episode that was originally broadcast on July 24th, 1938.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, while you're getting set for the Shadow's latest thriller, let me say a few words about that great new Goodrich Silvertown tire. Because believe me, motorists, this new kind of tire is making history. It takes care of skid and blowout problems like they have never been taken care of before. And here's proof positive. The engineers of the famous independent Pittsburgh Testing Laboratory tested the regular and premium price tires of the nation's 6 largest tire manufacturers. The results? Listen. No other tire tested, regardless of price, came up to the new Goodrich Silvertown in skid resistance. What's more, this great tire gave more non-skid mileage than any other tire tested in its price class, averaging 19.1% more miles before the tires wore smooth. That's the same as saying this new Silvertown gives you every 6th mile free. Ride on the safest thing on wheels, the new Goodrich Safety Silvertown. The Shadow, Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science, and a master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty. Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow. Never seen, only heard, his true identity is known only to his constant friend and aide, Margot Lane. Today's story, The Mark of the Bat.
Alexei, come in the house out of the night air.
I'm coming, Marie. The dogs were restless, whimpering. Must be the storm coming.
It is more than the storm, as you know it, Alexei.
I'm not sure. Why aren't you in bed asleep?
There'll be no sleep in this house tonight.
Or any night.
Then you've seen the great bats, too?
Yes, I've seen the farmer's cattle. Bloodless, dead in the fields.
And the white comb of the dead rooster. Ah, it was the same on the farm of my father in Croatia. Alexei, why did this Dr. Vickers send away his stepfather's servants? Why does he pay us so much to stay in this house? Why do we stay knowing what we know?
Jobs are hard to find, Marie. But I think we go soon, when the master of the house dies.
It cannot be long, and I am not sorry. It is his own doing. He brought the bats here, set them free to kill.
And now they take his life from him, in the night, in the darkness.
Only for his daughter am I sorry. She is young. She was beautiful. But each dawn finds her more like those things from the grave.
Have you seen the mark of the vampire on her, Marie?
Yes. Only this morning. On her throat as she lay sleeping.
The sins of the father.
It is his punishment. The great bats are children of Satan. He brought them here from the caves he found in that strange country he wrote books about.
Yeah. And he laughed at the stories I told him. The vampire bat is a thing of evil, leagued with the devil, stealing the blood of the living, that the dead may go on living in their graves.
The storm is coming, Alexei.
Well, it will drive the bats back into the cave in the mountain. That much is good. Marie!
What is it?
A shadow passed across the moon.
Oh, the clouds of the storm, maybe.
No. A bat, like a great bird. It is an omen, Marie, an omen.
The dog howled.
Yes. The dog howled.
Quick. Light the candle at the crucifix.
Yes, the crucifix. Here comes Dr. Vickers.
Yes, Alexei. It is quite fitting that you light the candle. Say a prayer, Mary.
Dr. Vickers, is the master, Major Stevens, is he?
Yes, Mary. My esteemed stepfather, Major Stevens, is dead.
Lamont Cranston, we've come 200 miles up into these spooky mountains. Why?
I've been reading the obituary columns, Margot. As a result, we're going to visit the home of a man who once had a very strange hobby.
Oh, so Lamont Cranston, the amateur criminologist, has been reading between the lines again. Who died recently?
The corpse, Margot, is Major Stevens, a noted explorer and zoologist.
Oh.
Yes. Before I tell you anything more, let me ask you a question.
Yes?
Do you believe in vampires?
What?
Creatures with the power to leave the grave, transform themselves into bats, and draw from the flesh of the living blood to feed the bodies of the restless dead?
Lamont, are you serious?
Quite.
Well, of course I don't believe it. What's all this about? You guessing, or do you know?
I'm going on a curious mixture of theory and fact. I've known about Stevens for years. He led an expedition of 5 men into the mountains of Ecuador, came back alone, with a cage full of vampire bats, big ones. For years, he's been breeding them.
A cheerful hobby, I must say.
Become an obsession. 6 months ago, I read that a neighboring farmer sued him, claiming those vampire bats killed 3 of his cattle.
But Lamont, that's preposterous.
No, Margot, it isn't. There are authentic cases where cattle have been killed by blood-sucking vampire bats.
And you think Major Stevens' pet bats killed those cattle and killed the Major as well?
It's possible.
All of which leads to what, Lamont? Who are we going to call on tonight? Not Major Stevens, I hope.
No, the Major is safely interred in his grave.
Oh, you make it sound so cozy.
Stevens had a daughter, Claire Stevens. I've checked up. She's suffering from the same ailment that supposedly killed her father, anemia.
Oh.
Stevens was wealthy. Claire's his heir, but she's underage, only 20. And there's a guardian in the picture, Dr. Vickers, who also happens to be the Major's stepson.
I think I'm beginning to see.
Apparently, Vickers is running things. He's even discharged the family servants and hired an old Slavic couple.
Why?
They're Croats, Margot, not very far removed from the atmosphere of their native land, where for centuries human vampires have been accepted fact. Now, do you see what I'm driving at?
Yes, I'm afraid I do. Claire Stevens is being led to believe that she's a victim of human vampires.
Yes.
Whereas, actually, she's being bled to death by the giant vampire bats. Is that it, Lamont?
That's right, Margot.
Oh.
It's just a breed of very large bats.
I see. Oh, this is a lonely road. We haven't passed a car in ages.
A little farther, huh? Good heavens.
Oh, what's wrong, Lamont?
Look. Look, a man lying there beside the road. Wait here, Margot. This may be a hold-up gag.
Oh, what's wrong with him? Has he been hit?
Beaten up, I think.
Wait, I'll help you with him. Is he alive?
Yes, but unconscious.
Lamont, there's a paper clutched in his hand. See what it is.
Listen to this, Margot. Dave, if you love me, come and take me away from this awful house. I can't explain, only come. If you don't, you'll never see me alive again. Signed, Claire.
Claire Stevens! Oh, Lamont, this boy must have tried to help us.
Yes, and failed.
What are we going to do, Lamont? Drive him back to the last town we passed?
No, Margot, he needs a doctor, and I think the logical man to patch him up is the one who may have had a hand in this. Vickers.
You're going to take him to the Stevens house?
No, you are, Margot.
Oh, but you'll be with me in that house.
Yes, Margot, but in my role of the shadow. It'd be better if you're not Margot Lane. Pretend to be an old friend of Claire Stevens. If she's in danger, she won't give you away.
All right. Help me get the boy into the car. Then I'll drive. Lamont!
What's the matter, Margot?
Lamont, look! On his throat!
Good heavens!
Oh, a bat! Fastened to his throat. Kill it, Lamont!
Yes. Yes, Margot. One of Major Stevens' pets. A vampire bat.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we leave the shadow for a moment, here's a brief reminder that when you want real tire safety, halfway measures don't go. There's no such thing as saving half your life.
The shadow knows. Beware. In these days of high speeds and superhighways, you need protection against both skids and blowouts every time you get behind the wheel of your car.
And motorists, the tire that will give you life-saving protection against both of these driving hazards is the new Goodrich Safety Silvertown. For remember, only Silvertowns give you the skid protection of the Lifesaver tread. This amazing new Goodrich development protects you against the hazard zone of motoring, where a slippery film of water on the road can make complete command of your car almost impossible. The never-ending spiral bars of this Lifesaver tread act like a whole battery of windshield wipers. They sweep the water right and left, force it out through the deep drainage grooves, make a dry track for the rubber to grip. You stop quicker, safer on a wet pavement than you've ever stopped before. And don't forget, adding one safety feature to another, Silvertowns also give you the famous golden ply protection against dangerous high-speed blowouts. Why ride on anything but the safest thing on wheels, especially when Silvertowns give you these two great life-saving features at no extra cost? Play safe with Goodrich, spelled Goodrich. Goodrich Safety Silvertown.
Alexei, who drove Dave Henderson here?
A young girl, Dr. Vickers. She says she's a friend of Miss Stevens.
A friend of Claire's, eh, Alexei?
Yes.
And young Dave Henderson. Odd that she should come here tonight. Strange that she should find him on the road. Where are they?
In the room where the major worked with the bats, Dr. Vickers.
Good. Nothing could be better. It will save me considerable trouble.
I locked the door.
Unlock it. Then go back and watch Miss Claire's room. See she does not leave it. Why? What's the matter, Alexei? Your hand is shaking. You're afraid.
Yes, and you would be afraid, too. Those caged bats in there, they killed the major. I know. They're creatures of the devil.
Nonsense. There's nothing to worry about. I have released the good major's pets. Taken them out of their cages and sent them back to the bottomless pit in the grotto.
Yes, but a bat like a bird of evil flew across the moon the night the major died. It was an omen of death.
Tell that to Miss Claire. She'll believe you. And watch carefully, Alexei. 2, perhaps 3 of those bats may fly across the moon tonight. More omens of death. But now, go upstairs. See that I am not disturbed.
Yes, Doctor. The girl is there, at the far end of the room with the young man.
Doctor, are you Dr. Vickers?
Yes. I understand you brought a young man here, victim of some hit-and-run driver.
No, it's been beaten. I'm afraid his skull is fractured, and not only
Yes.
that...
Alexei told me your fantastic story of finding a giant bat drawing his lifeblood from his throat.
It's true. The marks are still on his throat. Look, there.
Still unconscious. Has he spoken at all?
No, but don't stand there. Do something. You're a doctor, or so I was told.
By whom? Oh, yes, you're a friend of Miss Stevens. Of course you would know.
Of course. Where is Claire?
Sleeping. You were coming to call on her at this late hour. Why?
We're old friends. I heard of her father's death.
Do you know this young man?
Why, no, I don't.
That's odd. This man is David Henderson, Miss Stevens' fiancé.
Oh, well, you see, I haven't seen Claire for several years.
How many?
Why, for 3 years. Oh, but don't stand there questioning me. Do something for him.
There'll be plenty of time for that. I'm more interested in you and just why you happened to pick this night to visit such an old and dear friend. A friend who apparently never spoke of Dave Henderson, to whom she's been engaged for many years. A childhood sweetheart.
Well, you...
Yes, I see. I see you are lying. Who are you? What do you want in this house?
I want you to treat that boy.
Yes, I will treat him. In good time and in my own way. But first, I think you need my attention.
Keep away from me. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to kill that boy.
Oh, now I'm beginning to understand. So you know.
Yes, I know.
You know too much. Too much to ever leave this house.
Alexei, let go of me. Let me go. I saw somebody bring David into the house. I know he's here.
Oh, a lucky interruption for you. It will give you a few minutes' grace, young woman, and a chance to see your dear friend, Claire Stevens.
What did you and Dr. Vickers done to Dave? Who was that woman? Let go of me. He's in there. I know he is.
Come, Dr. says you stay in your room. Come.
Oh.
What's going on out here, Alexei?
Doctor, I couldn't stop her. She tricked me. She ran down here. I'll take her back.
No,
Come.
I won't go. You've got Dave here.
It's all right, Alexei. Let her come in. You wait out in the hall.
Oh.
Yes, Claire, my dear, Dave is here. You can see him. And there is someone else, an old friend of yours.
An old friend?
Yes, that young woman there. Well, you don't seem to recognize her. Perhaps it's been so long since you've seen each other.
Claire, don't you remember me? Grace Wilson. We went to school together.
What?
I heard you were in trouble. I thought I might be able to help.
What? Oh, of course. Grace Wilson. I'm so glad you're here, Grace. But, Dave, you said I could see him. Where is he?
There, on the couch.
Dave. Oh, Dave, darling. It's Claire. Oh, is he dead?
No, but he may die if we don't get help. Revive him. This Dr. Vickers won't help.
Why won't you do something? Dave's hurt. His head's cut open.
Dr. Vickers won't help because he did it.
What?
He wants Dave Henderson to die, just as he wants me out of the way now that I've discovered his secret. And you, Claire Stevens, you're marked for death.
No.
I can see it in your face. You're as pale as a ghost already, half bled to death. You're a victim, too. A victim of vampire bats.
No, it can't be. Not that. I've been ill. Dr. Vickers has been treating me.
Your father died of Dr. Vickers' treatments.
Dr. Vickers, you... Why do you look at me like that?
Why, my dear child.
Oh, then it is true. Those sedatives and the open window. That was so the giant bats could come from the well in the grotto
Oh,
and...
you've been listening to the fantastic tales of Marie and Alexei, my dear. Monstrous nightmares out of a ghoulish past.
Miss Stevens, don't listen to him. He's a murderer. We've got to get your fiancé out of this house.
But he won't let us go. The door's locked. He has the key.
Yes, my dear, you are quite right. The door is locked. I have the key. The only way out is through that door leading to the tunnel in the cave. To the bottomless pit your father so aptly named the Well of the Bats.
Father sealed that tunnel when the bats escaped.
Yes, but I opened it again. It will come in very handy tonight. The storms have kept the bats in the grotto for many nights now. They must be very hungry for blood. What a feast they will have. Come, Claire.
No.
The vampires are tired of coming to you. It is time you visited them.
Oh, David, get back. Keep away from
Stupid
him.
heroics will not save you. Keep back, young woman, or I shall have to shoot you. The bats won't mind. Not so long as the blood in your body is still warm. Come, Claire. Come with me.
No.
Very well. Perhaps you would rather follow your beloved David. I'll take him first.
No, don't. He doesn't know anything. If you'll only let him go, no.
I thought that would bring you to me.
Dr. Vickers. Dr. Vickers. You are startled, Doctor. I see in your eyes and read in your reeling mind questions.
No.
Questions beating in your brain like the black wings of your destroyers. Who am I? Where am I? Is this voice you hear real, or the trickery of a mind warped and twisted by the remorse of murder done and murders yet to come?
No.
The gun in your hand trembles, Dr. Vickers. Your lips are dry.
But who are you?
The Shadow, Dr. Vickers.
The Shadow! The Shadow!
It would seem you have heard of the Shadow, Doctor.
Yes, I've heard of you, Shadow.
Do you believe what you have heard?
Yes, I know all about your devilish tricks of mesmerism, hypnotic influence. I know you're here in this room, that I can't see you. I know my gun isn't any use against you, but that won't stop me. I'm going into the grotto, and I'm taking these girls with me, both of them. Try to stop me, Shadow, and I'll shoot them both! All right, Claire. And you too, Miss Wilson, or whoever you really are. Quick! Get through this door, unless you want me to use this gun.
No, don't. We'd better do as he says, Miss Stevens. Come on.
All right. All right, Shadow. Let's see you follow me through this door. It bolts on the inside. And by the time you've broken it down, the vampire bats will be feasting on these two women. The only ones who stand between me and Stephen's fortune. It should have been mine in the first place. And now it will be. It will be mine.
Don't be too sure, Dr. Vickers. For the grotto will be filled with shadows. Shadows of the living. And shadows of the dead. David Henderson. Listen. Listen to me. Wake up. Listen.
Oh, my head. It aches.
Listen, David Henderson. You came to see your fiancée. She's in danger. Dr. Vickers has taken her to the grotto, to the Well of the Bats.
What? Claire gone into the cave?
Yes.
What? Who am I talking to? There's no one here. Oh, I must be out of my mind.
No. There is someone here. The Shadow.
The Shadow?
Yes. Don't be alarmed because you cannot see me. Even to those I try to help, I must remain unseen, unknown, for their own safety. There is no time to explain the whys and wherefores of my presence. I'm here to help you and your fiancée. If we don't get into the grotto and stop him, Vickers will kill Claire Stevens and a girl who was with her.
No.
Kill them and drop them into the Well of the Bats.
That heavy door leads to the pit. Come on.
I can't follow that way. I've tried. It's bolted on the other side. Is there another way into the grotto? Any other way of reaching the pit?
What? Yeah, there is. One other way. Major Stevens showed me years ago.
Where?
Up on the side of the mountain, there's an opening. Shorter that way. Maybe we can get in that way and head Vickers off before he reaches the pit. Come on, I'll show you the way. If I get my hands on Vickers, the bats will have their feast tonight on him. Shadow. We're almost there. Shadow.
I am still close to you. Go on. It may be too late.
Be careful along here. This ledge is slippery. We're getting near the pit.
How deep is this pit, this Well of the Bats?
No one knows. Once Major Stevens and I dropped a weighted kite string down into it. 1,000 feet of string. It didn't touch bottom. Shadow, look. There's a light. A torch down the passageway. That must be Vickers. It's in the big chamber. That's where the pit is.
We're not too late, see? Your fiancée and the other girl is with him. Wait, stop here.
What? He's forcing them toward the pit. He's going to kill both of them. I tell you, let me go.
No, you've done your part. Stay here.
No, I won't, I tell you.
But you must. To understand, if Vickers saw you coming, he'd shoot you down. You'd be signing the death warrant of your fiancée and the other girl.
No, I'll get him. I'll get him before he sees me. Let go of me, Shadow.
Sorry, I had to knock you out like that, Henderson, but it was the only way.
They'll kill you for this, Dr. Vickers. The police will find it out. They'll hang you.
I think not. My dear Claire, you see, to prove a murder has been committed, there must be some trace of the body. The vampires will leave little in the way of evidence.
Have you forgotten the Shadow, Dr. Vickers? Do you think he'll let you live to enjoy the fruits of this ghastly thing you're about to do?
So you're still counting on the Shadow to save you?
He may not be able to save us, but you'll never get away from him unless you follow us into that pit.
Oh, hope and faith die hard. I've been wondering why one of you didn't try to get away from me, so I would have an excuse to shoot you down.
Oh, you need an excuse.
No, not really. But there is something fascinating about watching the reactions of people who are about to die. But now I give you your choice. Turn, take each other's hand, and walk straight ahead into the darkness. Or stand there while I count. Oh, no. No, not 10. That is too definite, too certain. I will merely count number after number until my trigger finger obeys the impulse to shoot.
No, don't. Oh, Dave! Oh, she's fainted. That should make it easier for you.
And for her. That's right. Hold her up. Steady her. 1, 2. What a feast the vampires will have. 3. The bats. They're waiting. 4. Far down in the pit. 5. By the thousands they cling to the clammy walls. 6. Hanging heads downward with folded wings. 7. Waiting. 8. Waiting.
Yes, Vickers. Waiting. Waiting for you.
For you! You got through!
It's useless to struggle, Vickers. Your trigger finger obeys the impulse to kill, but the gun hammer won't fall because my hand is on it. Vickers, you should have used an automatic.
You devil!
Yes.
If only I...
Yes, if you could only break loose. Try it and your arm will snap like the stem of a pipe.
Gun. Let's go. I knew you'd find a way, Shadow. You're going to go her now.
Where is she? Is she all right?
Yes, she just fainted, that's all.
Oh, there you are, Vickers. So the Shadow got you. Well, you'll hang for what you did to Claire's father, but first I'm going to pay her for torturing...
No, you won't! No, you won't! Stop! And I won't hang!
Stand where you are, I'll shoot.
Go ahead! Shoot! Shoot me! The Shadow was right. The vampire bats are waiting for their feast. For me! And I won't disappoint them. They'll have their feast. They'll have their feast. Now!
You like this thing I'm playing, Margot?
Yes, Lamont. Lamont,
Yes, Margot?
now that Dr. Vickers is dead and Claire Stevens is out of that awful house, what's going to happen to the Major's little pet?
Oh, those vampire bats won't kill any more cattle. Or men, Margot. Sort of that while you and David Henderson were getting Claire to the hospital.
Yes, but how, Lamont?
Like this.
Dynamite.
Yes. I found it in Stevens' tool house. The explosion filled the well of the bats with hundreds of tons of rock. Sealed forever. There will be no more black wings across the moon. No more marks of the bat on the throats of sleeping victims.
You have been listening to a dramatized version of one of the many copyrighted stories which appear in the Shadow magazine, now on sale at your local newsstand.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.
All the characters and all the places named are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental.
Well, that wraps up this episode of Condensed Bat-Supe, featuring 2 more chapters of George Latimer, Crooked Political Boss, from the Adventures of Superman. Thank you for listening. Be sure to tell your friends to subscribe to Bat-Supe on their favorite podcatcher. We can also be found on YouTube and Facebook. We'll see you next time for another exciting edition of Condensed Bat-Supe, as we bring you more of George Latimer, Crooked Political Boss, and another fine extra helping. Until then, up,
Truth is stranger than fiction. And this is the proof. This is Ripley's. Believe it or not.
The devil gets his due must certainly have been on the lips of everyone in Carlton Tower, Scotland, on the day of the tragedy. For this is the story of Sir John Cathcart, nicknamed the Bluebeard of Scotland. Sir John murdered his first 7 wives, casting them cold-heartedly into the sea from the top of Kammersloop Cliff. But he met the same fate himself, drowned at the bottom of the same rugged cliff, hurled from above by wife number 8. Believe it or not.